Hello and welcome back to Inside Quotes, the show where my brother and I rewatch, review, and relive the staples of our childhood. This is episode 125, and I am your host Jeremy, and with me today is my older brother Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome back to the show.
Quack, quack, everybody. It's great to be back on the show. Jeremy, I really like your blouse.
Oh, thank you. They are my recreation clothes. And by that, I mean vacation clothes, because I bought this for the cruise
Okay.
that I'm going on next month. Me and Abby are celebrating our 1 year. A little bit early, but, best time for a cruise.
So you're not going to wear your robes, huh?
No, they were stinky. No, so I got some new wardrobe for the cruise.
Okay.
In case I get invited to a party, I need a nice blouse.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, Jonathan, today we are covering a staple of our childhood. And when I say staple, I mean a staple
Truly.
of our childhood. And I haven't said that in a long time.
It felt
Although
good.
we have covered lots of staplers. It did feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jonathan, today we are covering the 2006 Nickelodeon film?
Kind of, yeah. Paramount, Nickelodeon.
Paramount, Nickelodeon. Nacho Libre.
That's right.
We're doing it. We're finally doing it.
I got my
you
DVD
got the Stretchy Pants edition.
With the Stretchy Pants here.
Dude, I haven't seen... I lived with you forever, and I have not seen that in years. Do you keep that in a store? That was weird. Straight to jail. Oh my goodness. This is a family show, Jonathan. Oh man. Wow. Let's get
Am I actually cutting that?
No, you're keeping that. That's there. That is here. And maybe we've had some listeners click off, but we're here. Mm-hmm. Let's get a closer look at that, actually.
They clicked on this because this is a comedy about Stretchy Pants, okay? They clicked on this for a reason, okay? And I have a story about this DVD here.
Yeah?
Okay. So...
that truly is an iconic DVD set. Like, it's still a regular DVD, but it gives you Stretchy Pants.
This is my first Black Friday deal ever that I remember anyway. So I remember it was...
You didn't get it for Easter's?
I should have. I guess like the year that it came out on DVD after Thanksgiving, we went to the store with Mom. And I didn't even realize they have a lot of sales and stuff. And I went there and I saw this had just come out and the DVD was $3. And I picked it up and I was like,
that's wild.
I asked Mom about it. And I was like, I think the price is wrong on this. Why is it so cheap? She was just like, oh, well,
it's
Black
Friday.
Stores have a lot of, sales on the day after Thanksgiving. And I was like, how is that profitable for Frito-Lay?
How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
3 bags of Tostito chips, I notice.
Scoops.
But
wow. I wonder how much that goes for on eBay.
And I remember with DVDs and stuff, they would have some kind of promo item if you got it, when it was new. And this one came with a little slip cover, Stretchy Pants.
It's genius because it's literally half of a stretchy book cover. Cost nothing.
Oh yeah,
to make. Yet, Jonathan, I see an offer on eBay. Someone's selling this for $44.
Wow.
You've got an investment. You've got a $41 profit.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. I've never once thought to look that up. Because of course I would never part with my Stretchy Pants.
Well, Jonathan, I've never seen that out in the wild. For me, that's the only thing, that's the only Stretchy Pants I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. I think these are the ones that he wore in the movie.
Yeah. They shrunk a little bit.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Let me check the tag, see if it's got his name on there. This bit is going too long.
That bit was also wrong. That was maybe worse. He's checking his crack.
Jack Black is pretty confident in his body, I will say.
He really is.
In this movie.
That's what makes him a national treasure, his confidence in his body. But it does add.
Yeah. So you brought it up, Easter's already. This is our
Easter's.
This is our Easter's episode. Every year we've been on the podcast, we're like, when should we do Nacho Libre? Oh, around Easter time, obviously.
It's
political, obviously. But this is the year we finally made it happen. So,
and it's got to be diarrhea. Because don't you know I've had diarrhea since Easter's? Mm-hmm. Okay, first of all, Jonathan, let's put a disclaimer out there. We're going to have some pretty mediocre, maybe a little... We're just going to have some impressions out here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like it, you can leave. Just kidding. That was a Napoleon Dynamite reference. But yeah. So we're gonna have some pretty crazy impressions. So just warning you now. Here's a label.
There you go.
But speaking of Napoleon Dynamite, this is the same people, right? How are they connected with this movie?
Okay, yeah.
The guy from School of Rock, which is another Jack Black movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mike White, Ned
Mm-hmm.
Schneebly,
mm-hmm.
who is the now creator of White Lotus,
mm-hmm.
this crazy big TV show that I haven't seen yet, but
Survivor contestant
that I haven't seen yet, but I plan to. It's going to be a nice surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably in the season 20s, maybe 30s.
I haven't seen the season yet,
but he's just like, and now he's doing. No, Jared Hess is doing the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, so
that's out.
Jared Hess,
which is another Jack Black film,
was the writer director of Napoleon Dynamite. Came out in like 2004, and that was a huge smash hit. And this Nacho Libre was like his next project that he signed on for after that, blew up.
Right.
And so I guess I don't think he came up with the idea originally. It was like the studio Paramount was like pitching this idea for a movie, because this is actually like, I'm not going to say it's like based on a true story, but it's like based on like an actual person that did this anyway. Like there's an actual...
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah. I had the name earlier.
Riley, why don't you pull up the real Luchador Libre?
Let me just... The real Nacho Libre.
I mean, it makes sense. The dude needs to raise some money for the orphanage, and you go fight, and you get paid to lose, even if you don't win.
Yeah. It was this guy. He wrestled under the name Fray Tormenta, but he was a luchador, and he like wrestled for like 23 years, and also like was at this orphanage, like as a priest,
as a friar.
Yeah. And so it's just like they were thinking about making a movie kind of around that concept, and then they pitched it to Jared Hess, and he's like, I'm in. So him, and then they were thinking about Jack Black, so he brought on Mike White. So it was like, Napoleon Dynamite team and School of Rock team merged together and made this masterpiece.
Two of the best movies.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, the Minecraft movie is out now, and that's directed by Jared Hess, also starring Jack Black. I had no interest in seeing that until I found out it was directed by Jared Hess, and I'm like, maybe I'll watch it.
And dude, apparently it's going crazy in the box office.
It's making a ton of money, and I thought everyone was just gonna like hate on it, like. But
everyone's just like top 10 quotes from it, and he keep hearing something about chicken jockey. It's like it's like in game right now. It's like it's huge.
Oh man, was it as big as like when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and like every TikTok I was seeing was like crowd reactions to like all the Spider-Man showing up?
I did see a crowd reaction, I guess as a joke or not a joke. But the Minecraft community is some community to not mess with, because there's dozens of them, at least. They are serious.
Yeah.
But is Mike White a part of this?
The Minecraft movie? I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But I think him and Jack Black. Yeah, I think they were like partners. They did a lot of like work together and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But yeah, no, this is such a great movie. Jonathan, where were you in 2006 when this movie came out?
Well, I'll tell you, this movie came out on my birthday, June 2nd, 2006.
Ooh. Listeners, write that down.
Write it down. Take note. Send me stuff. So when this movie came out, I remember seeing all the trailers like leading up to it, and it being like kind of near the end of like school getting out. And so like me and a couple friends were like, we need to go see this summer. And this was like the first movie I ever like went to the movies like by myself with friends too. I remember it was like going to see Nacho Libre. Yeah. And I remember that was kind of a cool like experience. I don't know. Anytime I'd ever gone, it was just like with our parents or like with other people. Like we were unchaperoned, you know, to go see a Nacho Libre. I've
ever done that. I was the youngest. So you were always there, at least.
Yeah. But yeah, we made plans. Me and my friend Gage and Matt. It was an interesting group, but like we all went to the Movie Co. in New Tampa and saw this movie.
A lot of good memories at the Movie Co.
Yep.
What an interesting group.
Yeah, 8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't do that in 8th grade. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't have as many friends as you did.
Guess not. You know, we were able to communicate that summer because of MySpace.
You have friends now.
Who said that? Who said that?
I don't know. You said you had MySpace.
Yeah, that's how we were able to keep in touch back then. That's how we made all the arrangements. The parents dropped us off and then picked us up 90 minutes later because it's a short movie.
90 which minutes I appreciate. Of freedom. That is pretty great. So that means I probably was in the car really jealous of you.
Probably, yeah. I bet you went and got some Chick-fil-A or something that afternoon, though, without me.
Yeah, we probably did. Yeah.
So, do you remember the first time seeing this, though?
I don't think I saw it in theaters.
Okay.
Unless you saw it twice.
No, just the once.
I just remember this being the next Napoleon Dynamite. And it's crazy because it's made by the same people. But I remember it just taking over our schools in our classes. Like everybody was saying, Jancho, let me butter some sweats. Or just Ramses is number one. Ramses, just this is probably the most quotable movie that we've ever quoted.
It's up there for sure.
And I don't take that lightly.
I think we've got the numbers to back that up too. Based on a TikTok we made.
Dude, yes. We keep going off of these. Dude, we made a TikTok about the quote, the trend over the when I say blank, but nobody gets the reference. I just made a slideshow one day because I knew we were going to do this movie at some point, and then next thing I know, we're almost at 100,000 likes. Let me check it right now live.
It's gone up.
It's gone up. It is skyrocketed, and we've gone more viral than I've ever thought we would. And yeah, we are currently at 500,082 views with 96.9 likes. But that's not the interesting thing. The interesting thing is that we've have 824 comments, and they are all quotes from the movie.
Everything that wasn't like mentioned Or just like, yeah. Or just re-quoting.
A lot of them weren't mentioned. I did like, what did I do? 16 slides.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, da, 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 with the music going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were pretty niche, and I'm glad some people caught on to them. I have not read all of these, obviously, but
we've never been in that situation before where we're like, oh, sorry, we haven't had a chance to read all your comments yet, you know?
Yeah, we're just too busy. But it's so encouraging. Like one of my favorite comments was not even a quote, it's just, I have found my people.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that guy's listening to this. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
That's right.
We are officially TikTokers now, Jonathan. So quit the pod, get the vertical video out, because we are quitting our jobs.
No more YouTube. Just
creator fun. Here we come. Anyways, there's so many tangents we just took. You were asking me about childhood memories, and I do remember. I didn't know much Spanish. I knew my 1, 2, 3s, uno, dos, tres. I've played Uno, the card game.
Yes.
I had Senor Maurice videos on in class, and I did Yo Quiero Taco Bell. But I didn't really know the language besides hola and like a couple numbers.
Until you saw this movie.
Until I saw this movie, and it also wasn't really in English, but it's the first movie that had me aware of Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
In the Hispanic culture. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. Anyways, my distinct memory is this right here.
Nacho?
It is a free chip. I got this from Kroger because every month I have a coupon, and it's a digital coupon, and I get a free bag of chips from Kroger every month. It is so good. I love it. I don't know if it's geared just towards me or everybody gets it, but this week I got Doritos. And I just remember you and a friend, maybe we were talking about the movie or how you guys went to go see it or something, and I was excited to see it, and just everybody in school was talking about it, and you made the translation Nacho Libre. You know that means free chips, right? I was like, what? It's not even about chips.
It's all about the chips. It's all about the Lord's chips.
But it really is about the Lord's chips. It's so great. It all centers around feeding the orphans.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't gotten his chips stolen by a bum, Steven Escaleto, he would not have succeeded in beating Ramses. Honestly, without Steven, he would not have succeeded in this movie at all.
Man, really, they didn't succeed for a lot of the movie.
No, but yeah. They still got paid.
Yeah.
But like, he wouldn't have run over that guy's. He wouldn't have run over Silencio's bunions. He injured his bunions. So giving him a one-way ticket to fighting Ramses. So I don't know. That's just, it all revolves around the chips, not the salads. Yeah. Why can't we have just like a salad or something?
This is the worst lunch I have ever
had.
The
worst lunch I have ever had.
Where's the flavor? Where are the spices? Where are the chips?
Go away, so that me and the sister can talk of holy things. Oh, okay. So free chips is my distinct memory. I also remember lots of merchandise. We have the Stretchy Pants promo, but I also remember in our somehow we had like a keychain. It was at school. I believe, in the library. We had a keychain of Nacho, and you could like press him, and he had all of his quotes. Right? Do you remember this?
No.
Back on eBay. When in doubt, look on eBay, and you'll see some stuff.
You'll see some stuff.
Nacho Libre toy. So he had a really big head and a tiny body, and he was like holding a cape.
Mm-hmm.
And he said stuff like, "Get that gun out of my face." And dude, this was listing for $180. What the heck? Nacho Libre collectors are rolling in it. You remember this?
Okay, yeah.
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 Well, if you have $180, it's yours.
Gonna have to get the Patreon
the 9
pledges.
or 10. Yeah. It had like 9 or 10 of his quotes, which is a small fraction, of course, because when I was taking notes for this, I thought you were going to say,
when I was in the wilderness.
When I was in the wilderness on my own. Surely
I wrote a song for Encarnacion.
I am not dead in the wilderness like you thought. You probably ate my guts and stuff. Oh, man. Okay. So many quotes. I kind of want to watch this again and just have a clicker of how many memorable quotes there are. I straight up thought, I felt like I was a stenographer writing down these notes and like,
at a certain point,
there's one after another. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
At a certain point, you're just writing out the script of the movie with this one.
Yeah. Continuous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? Is there any other? I think I don't really have any other. I do remember being actually one more memory I had. One time at summer camp, I somehow got the nickname Chancho.
Okay.
And I was both proud and embarrassed because I was a chubby little boy. And but it was an older girl, and I was like, oh well, she's pretty cool, so like I gotta like fit in with the older group 4 kids, so it's like okay. But I got called Chancho a bunch by a couple people, and I was like, what's up, you want some sweats? Here's my machete, my grandmother's machete. What a weird machete. Part of the movie, as if it wasn't weird enough.
Oh man.
As I'm going out to die. Here, take out my machete. My grandmother's gave me when she died. My one living memory of my grandmother.
Oh man. Did you watch any of the deleted scenes on this one?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I had forgotten this. Yeah. There's a very weird sequence that they like cut out. But it was like, you know, when they go to find the gypsy emperor guy that's like going to take them to get the eagle powers.
I remember this.
There's a whole like lead up to them where like they ask around and they like find the guy, and then they like try to like appease him. Like he's like sitting on this like throne in this like house made out of like
Lord of the Rings
cars and stuff. It's like weird. It looks like a demolition derby. It's all these cars lined up next to each other, but you go inside and it's just like in a junkyard. Yeah. But yeah, it just involves like them trying to appease this guy, and Nacho puts on like a wedding dress and is covered in pigeons. And like I can't remember exactly what he does, if he like sings something for him and then he's like, this pleases me, and then like he takes them to go see the eagles. It's like I could see why they cut it, because it wasn't super funny and it was like really long and kind of drug out, but
maybe a little too weird for this already weird movie.
It was a weird sequence, yeah. And like I said, this was a nice 90 minutes. Perfect.
Okay, well, we could talk about this the eagle scene, because I do remember watching the behind the scenes and how they made that, and I love like when somebody eats something that's gross, and what they did to recreate that in a movie. And it all started with How to Eat Fried Worms, because I was like, they're not really out there eating real worms, are they? Those are kids.
Some of the kids were method, though.
Some of them were method. We'll get to that one eventually. But yeah, they did like gelatin and like pudding together to make it look like a worm. Anyways, but what they did for the eagle egg sounded really good, because they used maple syrup and peanut butter.
Okay.
Just mixed together.
That was like the egg yolk and stuff?
Yeah.
And like the syrupy.
And it was like, made me want some waffles. I think that's where my peanut butter waffles craving comes from, because it sounded pretty good. He like cracked it open with the rock and then just peanut butter syrup.
Yeah, that was
everywhere.
Gross.
It was really gross. Really, really gross.
I forgot how many fart jokes were in this movie.
It's so...
It like caught me off guard every time, but I laughed every time.
And somehow they were all in the movie trailer.
The one that got me the hardest, like I just like was like having tears rewatching. It's like after they lose the first match and they're talking in the bathroom and he's just like sitting in the stall, and just the way he delivers the line is just like, those guys were a couple of wussies, eh?
Those guys were a couple of whiskeys. Come on, baby. That's one of those where I was like writing the whole script. Oh man.
I look hideous.
Wait a minute. Those guys were a couple of wussies, huh? They scalped my hairs. Come on, baby. But I couldn't have anybody see my face, Steven. Come on. Come on. There's nobody that could replace Jack Black in this. Not a single one.
No, for sure. So you were talking about the eagle eggs, how they made that. We're also kind of talking about the crude humor in the movie.
Yeah.
I just need to know like what that poop was made out of that he smeared on Escaleto's face. Some kind of chocolate mousse.
Ew, 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 ew. First of all. I wrote that scene down because there's the whole montage of them doing like all the Karate Kid like trainings, Mr. Miyagi style trainings, but they were doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
But like he was mostly torturing him. He was like, "Come on, I'll take it." Like
take a cantaloupe to the chest.
Yeah, the cantaloupe to the chest. That's like, oh, I can prepare for an impact of like a punch or something. And then like even the bees getting thrown, like you got to sense danger at all times and be agile. But what the heck was the poop about? Smearing poop around him and make him go walk in a field blindly, and I'm going to shoot him with a real arrow. How is that preparing him for a fight?
I don't know.
When he's not blindfolded and he's not dodging projectiles. Oh, maybe there were some other absurd ones, but that was by far the most absurd, and it was just no point. That one really took me out.
Yeah. There's just a few moments, and I appreciate it. I love just like the really absurd stuff that's just like makes no sense.
It's a bizarre
especially
film. I love it.
Like the corn to the eye. Like that moment is just like the first
3
time you
second
see that
scene.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Whenever he did the whip and turned around and just shot him with a gun.
Yeah.
That's the same
The swordsman. Yeah.
The sword. Oh yeah, it wasn't a whip. It was the sword.
He starts like he's got like the swordsman and all that, and then he's like
they can't fight actual fake wrestlers, fake fighters, but they can just somehow defeat like gang members.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh, it's so funny. So funny.
It's funny every time. Like, even when you know it's coming. But especially the first time, it just comes out of nowhere.
It gets you, yeah. Completely off guard. Jonathan, speaking of corn.
Give me a piece of that corn.
Save me a piece of that corn. Save me a piece of that corn. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's time for Cinematic Eats.
Perhaps you'd like to join me in my quarters later for some toast.
We got toast. Good toast. Second, we have like the bean porridge and chips kind of looked a little good. It's at first. I wouldn't eat it every day.
It's like a black bean puree that's like cooled off to like a room temperature, and it's just like caked. And then you sprinkle a couple of tortilla strips on there.
Right. Not the word. I love bean dip, 7-layer dip. Big fan of that. This movie really is a 7-layer dip in my mind. If I had to choose one food,
once they got
because it's got beans and the salads, which by the way, the salads looked really good, and it also you could tell Jared Hess had a hand in this because it looks just like the food opener for Napoleon Dynamite. I noticed that. I did. I thought it was pretty cool. And then we've got the corn.
Street corn, yeah.
Street corn, elote. And what else? What else is there? I think we've got the winners already, so it doesn't really matter.
The corn's got to be the iconic one.
A vivid one for me is him just boiling, the opening scene, boiling a whole head of cabbage and it's spinning around in the pot. It's just vivid. I don't know if I would want to eat it. I just remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be the corn.
I mean, that's the one that
you're crazy.
That's the one that you've made in real life, like not on the cob, but just like you've made like Mexican street corn.
Surprise! Surprise! I have made Mexican street corn, and it is actually one of my potluck go-tos. That's a number one. It's been raved over at potlucks before. So
street corn is number one.
I only make it for potlucks at this point because I'm kind of tired of making it. But I make it for camp every year, Camp Forage, which is coming up, and I flamethrow it with a little bush burner, and it's great. Yeah, so I just do like a corn salad, sort of. It's like a Mexican street corn salad, and it is so good.
It is good. I've had it.
Thanks. Thank you.
Not recently, because you don't make it for me, but okay.
Come on to Camp Forge.
There's a quote in this movie that reminded me of a story, but it's just like Nacho just like, sucks to be me right now.
Sucks to be me right now.
And it reminded me of the time I was in Target and I was in like the I think I've told this story on
this
here.
Is great, yeah.
But just like the kid, I overheard this conversation between a mom and like her little kid that was like, I don't know how old he was, but maybe like 5 years old or something like that. Walking down the aisle, and it was like one of those.
All you know is that he had stretchy pants and he had no shirt on.
I think his name. He said his name was Chancho or something, but but they were like, where like all the pencils and stationery, school supplies are and everything. And the kid was like begging his mom for like, oh, can I get some like mechanical pencils? And she told him no, and he was like, man, my life freaking sucks. I never get anything good. Just because he didn't get mechanical pencils.
You make it sound like Jesse Eisenberg. Man, my life really freaking sucks. I didn't really get anything.
I never get anything. Sucks to be me right now.
Sucks to be me right now. Jesse Eisenberg as Nacho Libre.
Something tells me it would
curly
work.
hair for it. It would?
No, it wouldn't work. Jack
maybe
Black
in like
was
a dramatic,
made for this.
maybe in like a non-funny, like actual biopic of this guy. I'd direct that. That'd be good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like rewatching this movie, I think it ages really well because there's no like, you don't watch it. There's not like a bunch of pop culture references. There's nothing that ages it or ties it to like a specific time. Like, I feel like it's timeless in that way. Anybody can watch it. And like, I have memories about it being that, when it came out. But like, other than that, like, yeah, I just feel like it works and will continue to work.
Right. And it's like, it's also artsy.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm allowed to say that.
It's
actually kind of artsy. I was noticing opening scenes, it was 100% a Wes Anderson film. Compositions were great. And okay, maybe it was a Jared Hess film, but
maybe it's an A24 film,
Yeah, something like that. Quirky.
Mm-hmm.
But like everything was so good. Very good. Very good. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I love
so the
that,
movie was good.
Yeah. My review is that the movie was good. Subscribe for more reviews.
Hats off. Have I sent you that hats off review guy? Or have you shown it to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this guy.
It's a good idea.
He goes into a movie theater with the same song on TikTok, and he's like, if I come out with the hat on, it sucked. But if it's hats off, it was good. And it's great. It's always very fun. That's simple.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I love the concept.
Great concept. All we need is a yes or no sometimes. We don't need to dive into the nitty gritty. That being said, listeners, please consider listening to our show still because we enjoy it and you're already here.
Unless you aren't.
Unless you want to, then we break our vows together. Encarnacion. Did I peek? Sorry. I had to get the echo with my cup.
The reverb was excellent.
Encarnacion. Sorry, I have to do the whole thing.
I'm sick of hearing about your stupid orphans.
What did you say?
I hate them.
Come again?
I hate all the orphans in the whole world. Oh no, someone's going to clip that.
Say it to my face. One more time. All right. I love all the cut montage scenes. That's what sews all this together.
Oh, very
no pun
nice.
intended, because he did sew his own suit. So I love the little swipes in that montage where he's like getting all the materials for his suit, and he's just going. That's like his big calling card, is that he swipes tablecloths, and it's so smooth. It's so funny.
I like the reaching into the fish tank and getting the gravel out.
Yes.
So he can embroider, bedazzle the back of it.
Bedazzle. Really great. Really great. Great color scheme. Teal and brown. Great color scheme.
My favorite color is light tan.
It's light tan. My favorite animal is poopies.
Poopies.
That one was a huge TikTok comment on our TikTok. My favorite animal is poopies. Oh man. Hey, can't you see this woman is a nun?
Have you ever had feelings for a nun?
No. How about you invite her to our next fight? I could never do that.
One of my favorite quotes in this movie is just every time Steven smiles.
One of my favorite quotes from this movie is every time Ignacio looks over at someone and he's like, he's the original Rizzler.
I'd say so.
Okay. So John, this movie is kind of like I couldn't help but like as like a movie as a whole, not getting distracted by the quotes or the I don't know, the gags, the comedy of it. Like as a movie, it's actually really touching because it is a true story, but it seems a lot like a superhero movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also like I don't know, he's doing good. It reminds me of another movie for some. I don't know what the movie is, so I'm asking you to help me. But it's like it's just a classic movie of this good guy is doing bad in order to produce good.
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right? That's the one.
Is it really?
I was thinking Robin Hood, but no, this is exactly it because that one's weird too.
There's that whole scene where he's like,
yeah,
with like Snidely Whiplash, where he's like, I don't know, he's like, I'm gonna have to do bad to do good. Like he's pretty much just says
simply
that.
Put it. Yeah, okay. And that is
he's like, look at me,
Brendan
I'm
Fraser.
wearing black. You're wearing navy blue. Sorry,
that's a good.
I love Dudley Do-Right. So,
well, we love Brendan Fraser on this podcast, so
we do.
If you haven't watched that, watch that, listeners. That's a good one.
But like going back to like the superhero thing, like he's like, that's kind of like a part of like, oh, you're making your own suit. You're making your costume.
Yeah,
that's kind of like part of the origin story.
He wants to be a crime fighter, but he's also, he has a secret identity and like he's got a sidekick, but also he has someone that's there to protect his identity. Chancho when he covers the TV with his torso. Move! Why didn't he just turn it or change the channel? But yeah, I thought like maybe Robin Hood, but he's not really stealing from the rich. I guess he's getting beat up from the rich, but yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to talk cast? We kind of already have, but there's not much.
Yeah, there's not a ton of like super well-known people. Jack Black is obviously number one.
Right.
But I'm not that familiar with like the rest of the cast. I really love everyone in the movie though.
I don't know Hector Jimenez, who played Esqueleto. Yeah. I don't know Ana de la Reguera, who played Sister Encarnacion. But I do know Moises Arias, who played Juan Pablo.
Oh, yeah. I always forget he's in this.
Yeah. Little Rico from Hannah Montana. Right before he made it big, I guess. He was in Ender's Game. That's all I know. Why can't we have something just like a salad? Imagine a kid asking for salad. It must have been really bad.
I know. I always thought of that. I was like, man, they must have it bad.
I always noticed he had some good taste for a good head on his shoulders for a kid. But I do also remember putting this together. The young Nacho is in the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
He plays the older brother in the Goldbergs, and you love that show. So I figured you'd bring that up. But I guess it's before he lost weight.
I guess
he was a little chunky boy.
I think he's played a young Jack Black in at least 2 movies, maybe more.
Wait, I'm pretty sure. What?
Well, I know that he played him in like the Tenacious D movie. There's like a young kid sequence, and he was also in Nacho Libre. There might be another one, but basically that he was just typecast as young Jack Black, I think.
Troy Gentile.
But yeah, he was Barry in the Goldbergs.
Barry, he was in Drill Bit Taylor. I remember that one.
I really liked the Goldbergs a lot until like the last few seasons when like the creator left the show and it like wasn't good anymore.
Yeah, most of them.
It's kind of based on his life, and then he's not around anymore. It's just kind of like
yeah. Well, anyways, this is a not so stacked cast, but they fulfilled their roles perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a cult classic movie?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I thought this movie was a lot more popular and well known than it is, maybe because like maybe not well known is the right thing, but like looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score, it's got like a 39%. It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I understand the critics like that, but the audience surprised me too because it was about like 55.
Yeah,
and I was like, so this is just a mixed bag for audiences too. I kind of thought the audiences like would have loved this one, but maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody, obviously, we've got almost 100,000 people on our one TikTok saying they love it and they quote it all the time. Yeah. So I think if it's a cult classic, it's a pretty big cult.
I think it really works too because it's a PG movie, so like a lot of families can like watch it and enjoy it together, So it's one that like everyone can like it quote together with the family and that sort of thing. Like I feel like a lot of families have like inside quotes with this movie.
Right. Whoa, that's the name of the show.
Sure is. I also kind of wonder, like, because we grew up, like in a church going family and that sort of thing. I feel like this movie handles the idea of like it's not portraying religion as this like corrupt organization, and it's also not like making fun of it. It kind of walks like a fine line.
Yeah.
And so I feel like people from like a faith background like actually enjoy the movie for that reason. But I don't know,
this
as
is a
just
Christian
like one
movie.
aspect. A little bit, yeah.
It's a Catholic movie. But
so maybe just in our circles growing up, maybe just people really loved this one.
That's probably what that was. Yeah. How come you've never been baptized?
Steven, sort of worried about your salvation and stuff. And people think I don't know a buttload of crap about the gospel, but I do.
Because I never got around to do it, okay?
I believe in science.
Praise the Lord! Oh, man. I feel like the I believe in science is a big quote for most people. That's like the first one people think of. And I don't know what the first one is that I think of. All I know is I remember the trailer was very pivotal for me because I remember you seeing this without me, and I only had the trailer to go off of. So I just remember the Nacho.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Being a part of the actual trailer, but it wasn't like a huge part of the movie.
No,
or like a huge quote.
Well, it was a big moment,
It was a big moment, but it wasn't like the funniest parts of the movie. It was like actually kind of the climax.
Yeah.
It's true. I am Nacho, the luchador. Who?
Perhaps you've seen me on TV.
Nacho. It's good. But the trailer definitely did play on that one a lot. Because that's his catchphrase.
A couple of lines that I think of is like, Chancho, let me borrow some sweats.
Yeah, let me borrow some sweats.
And then like whenever he sees him in his room putting on the costume, and it's just like, when you are a man, sometimes you put on stretchy pants in your room. It's for fun.
Don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
There's a couple scenes I do want to talk about. One is the party scene where they sneak in to try and they want to go pro. So they
underrated scene in my book, in my own underrated.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
love the whole I guess it's the wrestling president's daughter, just that whole scene. It's so absurd where she's crushing on Steven. That gets me every time.
Secret tunnels. How did you get up here so fast? Secret tunnels. I forgive you.
And then it just cuts to the giant hole in the wall. And when you see her scurry through it later, it's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
And even Nacho, it's are you gonna give me a boost? I can't. You are too fat.
That's a part of his character. He is very fat phobic. Maybe he's just jealous because he's pretty scrawny.
Maybe. But I guess he sneaks in with the mariachi band. And I remember that scene.
Yes.
He's singing for Ramses, of course. And I remember it's a good song. It's a good performance. I love how the guys just at a certain point they just kind of look over okay, you take this one.
You take this one.
And they've never seen this guy before.
It's like a bluegrass band. It's it's Mexican bluegrass,
Yeah. They just start playing
mariachi. Yeah.
It's this one's yours. Hey, let go my blouse. That's another quote.
Why are you wearing a fancy shirt, fancy blouse, and slacks? They are my PJs. Ignacio, may I come in? No. They might get the wrong idea that maybe you are a floozy.
I mean, at this point, we're just quoting the entire movie.
Honestly, this is. I'm sorry if you hate this, but
serious. We tried not to, but
maybe we should just watch the movie as our podcast and just commentary the whole time.
We're just reactors now.
Yeah,
we're just we just have the movie playing above us. We're like. Now, why would they watch us when they could just have Subway Surfers going on down below?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember in 2006, I also took guitar lessons.
Yes, you did.
And I remember either that year or the year after, my guitar teacher giving us the chords to that that song that he sings at the party. Just as a joke thing. I guess he loved the movie too. And is oh, we're just going to play this. I'm telling you,
that movie infested our school.
It sure did.
It was a Christian school, so you may have had a point. Mm-hmm. The religion being part of the movie. Yeah,
maybe.
I just like all the montages. I think that's my favorite part. Mm-hmm. The slow-mo of them getting new clothes and they're just going down the stairs to bubblegum, 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 bubblegum for me.
Let's talk about the soundtrack.
Let's just do the music.
Yeah. Muy bien.
Bueno.
I think you made a new TikTok sound there.
I am. Da, 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 da. I am. Honestly, this is an Irish tin whistle. Is it
man,
a tin whistle? Anyways, I would love an Irish version, like a Celtic Irish folk music version of Real Religious Man. Anyways, if I was talented, I would do
very
it right.
Talented.
Thanks.
You're a great cook. You would feed the orphans.
I would love to feed the orphans. That would be a good cook job. Living in the monastery. Like, you kicked out of the monastery.
I was like reading through like some comments and stuff about this movie, like whether it's underrated and that sort of thing. And one of the comments just said, one thing I love about Nacho is just like he's like totally confident about like his like purpose in life. He just like loves to help people. Like he wants to help the orphans. Like he wants to be a part of things there. And like he goes, obviously, like
I wake up
he's kind of a flawed
at 5
character.
a.m. Make some
all
soup.
of my life.
I love it. My life is good. Really good.
Really good. But
yeah, he's confident and he's not afraid to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's willing to fight and help for people. And like, it's weird. Like that's his talents. Like he's using his talents, but he thinks his talents is fighting, but it's not, because he's really bad at fighting. It's actually his persistence and drive and perseverance and helpfulness.
Yeah.
It's about drive. It's about power. He stay hungry. He devours. Speaking of The Rock, pretty sure he played Ramses.
No, he doesn't have the lips.
Yeah.
You never see his face. All you see is just like
number one.
His lips.
The chapstick.
Putting on the chapstick.
Chapstick before the...
But yeah, we were going to talk about music, weren't we?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Great soundtrack. Every song though on here, like when you hear it, like if you're listening to it on Spotify, it puts you back in the movie. Like you know exactly which scene.
Yeah. Is any of it like score, like originally written?
I was curious about that. Yes, there is some score in there. Like actually what you were playing, what you were singing, it's like a Ramsey suite.
Yeah.
I was surprised to find out that Danny Elfman did the score for this movie. Because a lot of it is like that kind of interlude type music. Like it sounds very, dare I say, authentic. I don't know, like natural sounding music you would hear in real, like in the movie, like the characters would hear.
Yeah.
There isn't like a big orchestral kind of score, but a lot of it is songs from just like Mexican artists and, musical groups and that sort of thing. But apparently Danny Elfman did some of the score. Also, Jared Hess wanted the artist Beck to do the score. And he actually did a song, that like Holy Man song that like is playing like when he goes into the wilderness. He did that. I think he helped out a little bit, but it ended up being like Danny Elfman doing most of it.
Okay.
And I guess how it goes is like Danny Elfman, because of how much music was used of his, he wanted the sole credit. And Jared Hess like wanted them to split it. And so because of that, like he was just like, well, then take me like off the movie. Like he didn't want, but anyway, it was kind of weird. I think they kind of had to share credit in the end, but people don't really listen to like the score too much of this. It's just like, even on Spotify, you can't really get the score. It's mostly just like a playlist of songs that people have put together.
Oh, interesting. It's all blacked out on Spotify. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's Ska Chase. That's a good one. I can't play him. Mucha muchacha.
I mean, the group Mr. Loco is the name of like one of the groups, and they did a lot of the songs. They did Religious Man, the Bubblegum song.
That's such a good one. I am.
There was another one. It's not showing up here.
Bubblegum for me.
One of the songs in the credits, yeah.
Okay, speaking of the songs in the credits, Jonathan, have you watched this all the way through?
Yes. This time only.
This time only.
Yeah, I've never heard this song at the end.
Jack Black does a third song. It's a Tenacious D vibe, but I guess it's Mucho Macho Acapulco and Jack. It's called Forbidden Nectar. Mm-hmm. It's the best song.
The best song?
Listen to it. It's better. Well, is this technically a musical? I think so, because there's 2 songs that the lead sings in person in the actual thing.
I would watch a musical version if they remade it.
I would watch a Broadway version.
The Broadway production starring Daniel Radcliffe, right? Am I right?
Yep. No, you know who's on Broadway? Well, last year he was on Broadway with Sweeney Todd. Gaten Matarazzo. He would be a good Nacho. He's got the curls.
Oh, yeah.
They did a School of Rock musical, so why can't they do Nacho Libre? But yeah, dude, the Forbidden Nectar is so funny.
I had never heard that before until this go round.
Yeah.
Even like before I rewatched it, I remembered the music. Because I feel like we have even like listened to this in the car before. Like, oh, let's play some Nacho Libre.
Yeah, I have pulled this up. I've had this saved for years on my Spotify. It's called the Nacho Libre soundtrack, and it's got a pretty sick cover.
Okay.
There's 2 little kids on Halloween. But yeah, it's got all the songs. If I ever want to listen to it, it's there.
I love seeing like Nacho Libre Halloween costumes and stuff.
It's one of the best TikTok kinds. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I remembered the other scene I wanted to talk about. It's when like he has the setup with like Steven's gonna like get a gang to like beat him up, and he's got his recreation clothes on. He takes Encarnacion out. It's like, I saw a couple of bums out here. I wanted to teach them about the gospel. But it's like I've seen people recreate like the butt clench on TikTok.
That is
that's an iconic moment.
Spot. Yep. Under a man, under these clothes, you see a man, but under the man, you find his nucleus.
Ignacio. Oh man.
Yeah. Can't you see the swimming's a nun? They're over here, guys.
There's so many good
I love the extras in this movie too. Like the guys that he was fought on accident. They just had like just the stone, like, I'm just here. I don't even know if they knew like how long they were on set for. They were just like, just standing there. Like, I don't know if they knew where they were.
Well, the movie was like completely shot like in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I hope they got like, just like locals maybe to be extras and everything. Yeah.
My favorite extra is probably the old man that's like their fan, I guess, that's at at their fights. I don't know what his significance is other than just showing up, and that's how you know it's going to be a fight, because he goes to all the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Such an interesting person to look at.
He was in those deleted scenes actually, because like,
really?
He was the one that like goes up to them and is like, how would you like to never taste defeat? And like if you go to this like gypsy guy, like he'll give, teach you about the eagle powers.
Oh, he told him about the gypsy
like he's the one that like puts him in touch with this guy. But I think they just kind of did a reshoot and like just kind of had it where like Steven comes up with the idea.
Okay.
And then they just cut to him like actually going to the cliff. So,
but they just kept the shot of that guy, just the weird like establishing shot of this dude, like, oh, he's gonna be important,
and they just show his reaction like at all the matches. Like he's like, oh man, like they lost again. Like,
he's like in that thing you do, he's like the one fan. He's like, hey, is that our fan?
Yeah.
He's that guy. That's who he is. Okay, Jonathan, there's a lot of props in this movie, but it's time for the prop of the week.
Okay.
So, what out of all the props that we've got, what is the one that comes to mind?
I don't actually have one.
I
think of the mask, but that's the costume. I can't go the costume.
I also have another one that's possibly.
I think of the mask, and I think of the corn.
The corn's a food, yeah. I think of the homemade cape at the beginning.
Okay.
And you also can't go vehicles, because then I would also go the scooter guy. But
Okay, I got one. So whenever they go to the party, Steven goes like walking around, goes upstairs, and he presses the eyeball in the doll. We just need the broken doll.
just without the eyes. I'm good with that. That's the one.
Prop of the movie.
Happy with that. Great choice right there. Great choice. Okay. Okay, Jonathan, what out of all the opponents, let's say me and you were in this ring and we had to fight them. Which one do you think we would choose to pick to fight?
Oh.
Who do you think you could take?
I don't know. I don't think I could take any of them.
They're all pretty scary. Okay, who do you not want to face the most? Maybe they'll have names.
One of the ones that I thought was really funny was El Snowflake.
Yes.
There's this one named Dynasty, and he looks like he has like a Yoda mask on with a handlebar mustache.
He had like the ears, yeah. Yeah, I am the most scared of the pig squealing, like the little hairy Satan's henchmen.
Satan's cavemen. That's what they
cavemen. Were. Yeah. Hated them. They scared me to death. Oh my god,
that was freaky.
Since they were small, were they allowed to be two of them on one person?
I know. They just they were cheating. Yeah,
they were cheating. Okay,
they're Satan's helpers. So
yeah, well, yeah.
It's a good thing Steven got baptized before.
Yeah. They were so freaky. And all the noises. It sounded like that one creature from Attack of the Clones that Obi-Wan fought.
Just the squeal.
Squealing. Yeah. I won't recreate it.
The praying mantis one.
Yes. What a great scene.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, back to the montages. You know, whenever Esqueleto's getting all pampered and stuff, and he's eating the corn, but he's getting a pedicure. So nasty.
Mm-hmm. The toenails.
His toenails are so
He needed
rugged.
that pedicure.
They look like sawtooth saws. It was nasty. But also, I noticed they had the same artist. It has to be the same artist that painted the Napoleon Dynamite Trish.
I was thinking that
portrait to do the same thing for him. That's like probably a Jared Hess thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Probably worked several hours on the upper lip.
23 hours to shave the upper lip. Okay. All right, Jonathan. It's time for Muppet of the Week. And do you have a Muppet for us?
Well, I kind of thought we'd skip it this week.
Okay, that's fine. We'll skip it then.
Because Jack Black was in a Muppet movie.
What?
Do you remember
I thought you really wanted to skip it. Okay, we'll keep going.
This isn't in the book here, but do you remember like in the you can't see it. I'll put a picture on the screen.
Okay.
But you remember in the 2011 Muppets movie, like they put on the show at the end, and they're like, oh, we need a celebrity guest, and like Animal like kidnaps Jack Black and has him tied up in the back the entire time. He's like, what are you guys doing?
Yes. Okay. Well,
so my Muppet of the Week is Jack Black in the Muppets movie.
Okay, I'll take that. That counts. Alrighty. Is this your favorite fighting sports movie? Like,
well, what are some others?
Than Rocky? You got Rocky, and then Rocky 3, and then Rocky 5, and then
no, nobody likes Rocky 5.
Rocky 2, and then Rocky 4. Then we got Creed 3, and then Creed 2. And then we have that one scene from Spider-Man 1. That's all I got right now.
I'll say I like it
from
better.
The Pacifier.
Wrestling scene. Oh, with Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I forgot that. Ali. That's why that's the name of the movie, was because of the wrestling movie.
Yeah.
This is The Pacifier. Okay. Oh yeah, this is better than every Rocky movie. I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I did have the "get that corn out of my face" quote as my text tone with my first iPhone that I ever had. I like made it. You know, every guy has like a interesting movie reference or something as their text tone, and that was it. It was "get the corn out of my face." It went off a lot.
Did it get annoying after a while?
It did. It really did. But it made people laugh, so that's all I wanted. I'm not listening to you. You're crazy.
Who's your favorite orphan, Jeremy?
Chancho.
It's gotta be
easy. It's gotta be Chancho. You know what? I mean, Chancho, I need to borrow some sweets. Are you leaving us?
No, Chancho, I would never leave you.
Just need to borrow some sweets. Oh man, loyal. I would say that Steven gets the Chicken Joe Award, but he doesn't. I think we're giving Chancho the Chicken Joe Award. Do you agree?
I think so. I mean,
Steven gets it. He has
Steven. Steven doesn't get it.
Steven does not get it, but he gets it eventually. He doesn't get Chicken Joe Award, but Steven is like a selfish person, but then he has like one of the biggest arcs of the whole movie, story arcs, because he becomes selfless at the end and does stuff for other people. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. That especially
he likes the orphans now.
He does like the orphans now. But I thought it was cool because he used to be homeless and just like stealing food all the time. But when he stood up for that one kid that was stealing food from the Silencio, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta stand up for him because that was me as a little kid." I'm just reading into this more than I should. It was just a funny scene. But that's what I think of. It's like that's what made him run over his bunions.
Silencio's bunions.
This is a deeper movie than it says it is. Than you think it is.
I think so.
That's all. All right.
I have a couple notes here of like quotes that I feel like I do say a lot that are like, just like an everyday conversation with you, of course, but it's just the way like Steven goes like, sure. You just answer. And then also like, they are ready for you now.
That's one of our favorite ones. That's our number one that we say, I would say.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I say that in everyday life. That is my number one inside quote from this movie.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So, now we give it a letterbox score. What are you thinking this week?
Dude, I'm going to have to let you go first on this.
Okay.
Because I've given it, I need to revert. I've given it a rating before, but I need to give it a different one, at least. So,
I remember when I first watched it, there was definitely, because I knew it was associated with Napoleon Dynamite, kind of comparing the two, and I was like, I think I like Napoleon Dynamite better, but I like this one as well, and I probably would have liked it, a little bit less, but I would still say that this is like absolutely a 5 out of 5 movie for me. Like,
yes,
I feel like it holds up really well. It's super funny. One of the most quotable movies. I like that it was shot on location in Mexico. Like, it's not a movie that like I have like fatigue from seeing a bunch of CGI. Like, it's just like a simple story, like, like of just wanting, a person wanted to help the orphans. How can you not like that?
Yeah.
So I think it's even gotten better with time for me. So that's why I probably would have given it like 4 out of 5. It's probably a 5 out of 5 for me now.
I love the color.
This is essential viewing.
It's essential viewing for sure. It's a 1. I don't know. You got Jack Black at its best. It's endlessly quotable. It's very unique visually, and it's got a heartfelt story. It's a true story, which that's a big thing. Great soundtrack. And it's a instant cult classic. It's an all around great movie. I don't know, there's some fart jokes. It's great. It's fine. It's there to keep the kids paying attention. But it's a good sports movie. And I'm also going to give it a 5 out of 5 because of that. And I know some of y'all might be saying, I'm not listening to you. You're crazy.
Crazy.
I proved my point just now by saying that. So
I love when he's like trying to wrestle Steven to like convince him to be his like wrestling partner, and he's like, "You crazy," and just like he slaps him, and I've always loved the slap sound effect. But yeah, I recommend you watch this with your family every Easter's.
This is a good Easter holiday watch for sure. All right. So our show art was done by Bryce Bridgman, and you can find him on Instagram at Groovy Bridge. Our music was done by Alex Bird, and this show is brought to you by our patrons. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting our show. If you want to join for $3 a month. It's great. Just become a part of our show. You get access to the Back Burners, our bonus show where we talk about our movies that we've been watching this week, or just current watches in general. And it's nice because we get to talk about the movies that we don't necessarily cover on the show, because this is our childhood we're talking about. We don't take that lightly. But yeah, go check out our Patreon out if you haven't already. We love you guys. If you are new listening to the show, welcome. But yeah, want to give us a 5-star review?
Yeah.
What else do we need?
I think you covered it all. I mean, I think I just have one last thing to say. Go away, read some books.
I was gonna put that as my closing statement.
No way. Everything you just said is my favorite thing to do. Every day.
All right, get out of here.